Welcome to another Telltale Books video. I'm Greg, continuing my Agatha Christie series with her fourth published work and second in the Hercule Poirot series, a short story titled The Jewel Robbery at the Grand Metropolitan. We are Telltale Books, bringing you the best in literature, literary topics, and graphic design and bookmaking.
If you want to support us, you can find us on Etsy and Pango, where you can find gently used, rare, and even top quality used books.
And if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and maybe even that bell to be notified when new videos go live.
Thanks for joining us.
The Jewel Robbery at the Grand Metropolitan, as I said, is one of the series about the character Hercule Poirot, a French detective, and probably her most popular character. At least she wrote more stories about Poirot than anybody else. And like I said before, this is her fourth published work overall, so very early in her career yet. It was published in a magazine called The Sketch in March of 1923. You also may see this story under the title The Curious Disappearance of the Opalson Pearls, or just Mrs. Opalson's Pearls. Overall, the quick summary of this, for those of you that don't want to hear too many details and just want the straight dirt on it, it's definitely a mystery story. It is what you would call a cozy mystery. I think Agatha Christie probably is the most famous author, if not the first, of cozy style mystery stories. And it's kind of where we get the cozy fantasy stories that you're seeing now, is that idea of something that is very down home and friendly and easy, pretty easy going, and it doesn't have a ton of action going on in it. So this is definitely one of those stories. Agatha Christie is a good writer, very simply put. I've yet to read anything by her that isn't very enjoyable. It's all been very enjoyable, very readable. I haven't come across one Agatha Christie yet that I would not recommend. And this, I definitely would recommend it if you like mystery, and if you like mystery in a short story format. That's the weakness of this story, and the thing that's going to keep it from getting a top tail from me is the fact that it's very short. There's not a lot of detail. There's not a lot of room for character. Poirot comes in and just has absolute confidence in everything he's doing. Everything is just so easy, so simple. Bam, it's done. In a short story, you don't have a whole lot of room for anything else. But in this story, I feel she could have stretched things out a little bit, made Poirot a little less ridiculously confident that he was going to solve, that he knew everything and was going to solve everything. I mean, from the start, it just didn't seem like he didn't know exactly what happened here, even though he didn't know exactly what happened here. Poirot is talking to his friend, and his friend says, you really should take a vacation. And his friend says, I'm going to take you to the Grand Metropolitan. I don't really know what that is, but they're going there for a weekend vacation. It's like a hotel, I think, or a resort or something. So they're going there for a weekend vacation. And when there, they come across Mrs. Opalson. And she insists on showing off her favorite pearl necklace. She's a rich lady, has tons of expensive jewelry, and her pearl necklace is her prized possession. So they all go up to Opalson's apartment to discover the pearls are missing. And two maids are in the room. One is Mrs. Opalson's own maid, Another is with the hotel, and they were in the room the whole time. They point fingers at each other as the ones who stole the pearl necklace. And the police come to their conclusion, and Poirot disagrees with that conclusion entirely, because he knows exactly what happened. And that's why I say you get that feeling through the whole thing from start to finish that Poirot knows exactly what happened, that he just instantly figured it out, and the police are just wasting their time. The details of the plot, he didn't know exactly what happened, but he does figure it out and solve the mystery, of course. It is a fun story, and it is a cozy mystery, and it is Agatha Christie. Even though it's an early work, right from the start, she was doing some excellent writing. She knew what she was doing, and she did a good job on this story. So if you don't mind how short it is, and the fact that it doesn't go into more detail like one of her novels, then it's an enjoyable story. It's fun. It's worth your time to read. It's just a short story. So I've read some other Poirot novels and really enjoyed them, and I do like him as a character, but I think I like some of Christie's non-Poirot works a little bit better, because Poirot is just, he's an asshole. I'm sorry, there's no other way to put it. He's not my favorite person, but in the novels with Poirot, I've liked the way the story progresses, the way he interacts with people. That has been interesting. In this story, there isn't enough of that, and so it's not as good as the novels I've read. But definitely worth reading. Definitely recommended. If you are a mystery lover, and if you are an Agatha Christie lover, you should not skip this. And it's in her first short story collection. I've been buying all these Bantam leather-bound books, and loving these. I really like these editions, although I also like the editions that are coming out now that are illustrated. I really love the illustrations that are printed right on the hardcover, not a dust jacket. They're really nice books, and if I hadn't already almost got every one of these, I would have collected Agatha Christie in those editions. Anyway, I've got the leather-bound. This, you can't tell looking at the cover which volume this is, because the cover is exactly the same on all of these books. So you gotta look at the spine to see that this one is Poirot Investigates. It's a collection of nothing but Poirot short stories. And this was, this isn't the first edition, of course. This is a much later reprinting from the 1980s. But Poirot Investigates was her first short story collection, and was published very early in her career. So this is an excellent book overall. I've read a couple of the stories in this volume so far. I will be, as I'm going through these very early works, I'll be covering all the stories in this book. So you'll see me pulling that book out again in the near future. Have you ever read the Jewel Robbery at the Grand Metropolitan? If so, leave your comments, or just general comments if you know things about Agatha Christie. I'd love to hear them. Leave them in the comment section of the video for all of us to enjoy. Come on back. I will be continuing to try to read through everything that I can get my hands on by Agatha Christie, which is primarily all these Bantam leather-bound books. I've got like 3 stacks of them over here. I gotta build more bookshelves. It's terrible. I got so many books on the floor right now. So come on back and join me for all the Agatha Christie and all the other stuff that I do here in Telltale Books. And Emily, well, I don't know if she'll join me for any more Agatha Christie, but she'll be joining me for a lot of other stuff. and some books that she's going to review on her own without me. So come on back and join us for all the great things we're doing here.